Creator, ruler of heaven and earth, we beseech thee to inspire and guide all our counsels and actions, so that we may always walk in the path of justice, love, and charity to one another. Help us with thy grace to do only those things that will promote the unity, peace, happiness, and prosperity of Nigeria. Honorable colleagues, I'm sure you are aware why we call this. It is primarily because of some electoral issues that our attentions were needed. And we felt that even though we are in the period of budget defense, it is very important that we sacrifice this morning to come and attend to those important issues. The issues that will define the elections of 2027 and give clear vision as to what is expected to be done. So I would like to use this opportunity to thank you for the sacrifice of coming, some of you far away from Abuja, to attend this very important assignment. You are most welcome. And this sitting will only have one agenda, and that agenda is the recommittal, rescission and recommittal of the Electoral Act that we passed earlier, so that we can reconsider some of the clauses that we passed earlier and see if there is wisdom for us to change or amend those clauses. You are most welcome. So the first order of the day, honorable colleagues, is a motion on rescission of the Electoral Act Amendment Bill 2025, standing in the name of Honorable Francis E. Waebe. Honorable Waebe is invited to move the motion.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Francis A. Girogene Waebe. I represent the entire people of Ughelli North, Ughelli South, and Udu. I'm from Delta State. I rise to move the motion for the rescission of the Electoral Act Amendment Bill 2025, pursuant to Order 9, Rule 1, 6 of the Standing Orders of the House of Representatives. The House notes that on Tuesday, 23 December 2025, the Electoral Act Amendment Bill 2025 was passed. Aware that a technical committee comprising the leadership of both chambers, members of the conference committee, the clerks of the Senate and the House of Representatives, and legal drafting experts from the Directorate of Legal Services of the National Assembly met to harmonize and address the identified anomalies, recognizes the imperative of ensuring electoral timeliness and statutory provisions, promote maximum participation, fairness, inclusivity, administrative efficiency, and public confidence in the electoral system, desirous of correcting the identified inconsistencies and unintended consequences through appropriate legislative action in order to safeguard the integrity of the electoral framework. The House resolves to rescind the decision on the Electoral Act Amendment Bill 2025 and commit the same to the Committee of the Whole for consideration. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Representing Ibejuleke Federal Constituency, I rise to second the motion ably moved by the Chairman Rules and Business to rescind the decision of the Electoral Act Amendment Bill 2025 and recommit same to the Committee of the Whole. I so second.
Mr. Speaker, sir. The decision of the Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
Honorable come over, please.
Mr. Speaker, sir. Is he calling me? No, let's
colleagues, we just observe some few minutes. To go into executive session.
Mr. Speaker, Professor Julius Ihambere, Owan Federal Constituency, Edo State, arise to move that the House do resolve into executive session. That the House do resolve into executive session. I so move.
Any seconder, please? Minority, please? Can you second, please? Executive session. Minority, can you second for an executive session, please? Yeah.
Mr. Speaker, my right honorable colleagues, I rise to second that the House do go into executive session to allow members discuss. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is it. House is in executive session.
Professor Julius Ihambere, representing the wonderful people of Owan Federal Constituency, Edo State, I rise to move that a bill for an act to repeal the Electoral Act number 13, 2022, and enact the Electoral Bill 2026 to regulate the conduct of federal
Honorable Mohammed,
and area
please can you find your seats? My dear
with the
sister.
Federal Capital Territory elections, and for related matters, HB 2479 be considered by the Committee of the Whole. I so move, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much.
Dear colleagues, I most humbly rise to second the motion for the consideration of HB 2479. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Is this synopsis you read, or you move for the House to go into the committee of the whole? Committee of the whole, right?
Thank you. Well, I moved for the report to be considered by committee, but I can move for dissolution.
Please go ahead.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that the House do dissolve to committee of the whole to consider the report before us, HB 2479. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
The minority leader.
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. House has resolved to the committee of the whole.
On a bill to repeal and reenact the Electoral Act number 13, 2022.
Point out further, Mr. Chairman. Do I have your leave, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, please.
My name is Honorable Afan Victor, General Federal Constituency. Mr. Chairman, during the executive session, we are told that we'll be giving copies of the bill to be considered. As at this minute, I have not cited any copy. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's a good point of order that you raised. Clerk at table, Sergeant at arm, can you distribute this document, please? Do we have given the e-copy? We have e-copy on your platforms. The bill before us to be considered is for an act to repeal the Electoral Act number 13, 2022, and enact the Electoral Bill 2026 to regulate the conduct of federal, state, and area councils in the Federal Capital Territory elections and for related matters. HB 2479. I will call the chairman, House Committee on Electoral Matters, to give us 1 minute synopsis of this particular bill, knowing that we have worked on it together as a House.
Honorable Prince Adebayo Balogun, member representing Ibeju-Lekki Federal Constituency. Well, the committee has graciously worked on this bill, and some key.
Please check your microphone. If it's on, kindly turn it off, please.
Some of the key areas of significance is on 3 sub 3, where the time for funding of
I think the long title is fine because we have done executive section on it. Just give us the long title, that suffices.
Okay, the long title is a bill for an act to repeal the Electoral Act number 13, 2022, and enact the Electoral Bill 2026 to regulate the conduct of federal, state, and area councils in the Federal Capital Territory election and for related matters. HB 2479.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr.
Chairman. Have your seat. Yes. Has 156 clauses, and we are going to vote on them for them to become the parts of this legislation that governs our election in Nigeria. So I'll just put the question, having gone through it with you time and again. I'll put the question, clause 1 to 10. Clause 11 to 20. Clause 21 to 30.
Carry. Point of order. Point of order.
Point of order. Point of order. Point of order. Point of order. Point of order. Mr. Chairman, you are not reading. We want to know. Point of order. Point of order, Mr. Chairman. You are not reading. Point of order. Point of order. Point of order. Point of order. No. Clause 40 to 50. You're supposed to read it line by line. Point of order. Point of order. Point of order. Speaker, point of order. Point of order. In that clause 60. Clause 61. Point of order. Mr. Chairman. Clause 62. You need to read line by line, close by close. Clause 63. Point of order. Clause 63. Point of order, Mr. Chairman. You're supposed to read line by line. Clause 64. No. Speaker, point of order. Clause 65. No. Point of order, Mr. Chairman. You're supposed to read line by line. Point of order. Clause. We don't have the document, and you're supposed to read line by line. Clause 63. Point of order, Mr. Chairman. Point of order. Point of order. No. What did I say? Last? Line by line. What? Honorable colleagues. Chairman, point of order. Chairman, point of order. Honorable. You're supposed to do it line by line. 761. No, clause 62. No. But that's what we're doing. You are not listening. clause 1. We are starting from clause 1. Sit down clause by clause. We are starting from clause 1. Clause 1. Go back to your seats. We are starting from clause 1. Honorable colleagues, clause 1. Clause 1. We don't have copy. Give us copy.
Give us copy.
Go ahead. We don't have the documents. Point of order. Point of order. We don't have the documents. Okay. We have listened to your complaint. We are going to start one clause after the other because the parliament always wins. The chair cannot ignore your concern. We are going to go through it just like we did during executive section. We'll go through it one after the other. Okay? Carried?
But we need a copy, sir. We need a copy.
All right.
Mr. Chairman, we don't have the harmonized copy. We don't have the harmonized copy, Mr. Chairman. We are not in here. We need a copy. We need the harmonized copies. We don't have the copies. We need a copy. We don't have the copies, Mr. Chairman. We don't have the document. We need copies. We don't have the document, Mr. Speaker.
Please, it is wrong to put on your microphone if you are not recognized. If you are not recognized, put off your microphone.
Point of.
You know, in this house, we have orders. We have rules that guide us. If you are recognized, you can put on your microphone. So I appeal to you. Ambassador, please, sit down, please. Ambassador. Please, Ambassador, please. Thank you. Please. All right. We are going to go clause by clause. As 2, clause 3, clause 4. Please listen so that you can make your contribution. If you have any contribution to make.
We don't have the copy. We don't have the copy. We don't have the copy.
Clause 1.
We don't have the copy. We don't have the copy.
We off your microphone. If you are recognized, you put on your microphone. But put off your
Mr. Chairman,
microphone.
but we don't have the copies. We don't have the copies. How are we going to do? We can't go through because we don't have the copy.
Honorable colleague.
We don't have the copy. This is our complaint. We are complaining. We don't have the copy. If we have the copy, we can go through.
Please share with your colleague there, please.
Why we don't? Why who are we going to share?
Thank you. Thank you. Clause 1. Yeah. Clause 2. Clause 3. Clause 4. Clause 5. Clause 6. Clause 7. Clause 8.
Point of order.
Clause 9.
Mr. President.
Clause 10. Appointment of officers. Clause 11. Qualification for registration. Clause 12. Clause 12. Transfer of registered voters. Clause 13. Demand for information regarding registration. Clause 14.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Power to print or issue register of voters. Clause 15. Power to print or issue voters card. Clause 16. Custody of voters register. Clause 17. Power to issue replacement permanent voters card. Carried. Display of the copies of voters lists. Clause 19. Carried. Revision officer for hearing of claims. Clause 20. Carried. Proprietary rights in the voters card. Clause 21. Offenses of buying and selling voters card. Clause 22. Offenses relating to register of voters. Clause 23. At 4 has to do with procedure of election. Conduct and postponement of election in emergency. Clause 24. Announcement and declaration of election result. Clause 25. Carried. Clause 26. Carried. Clause 27. Appointment of other officers for conduct of registration of voters and election. Carried. Clause 28. Notice of election. Carried. Clause 29. Clause 29. Clause 30. Clause 31. Clause 32. Clause 33. Clause 34. Clause 35. Clause 36. Clause 37. Clause 38. Clause 39. Clause 40. Clause 41. Clause 42. Clause 43. Clause 44. Clause 45. Clause 46. Clause 47. Clause 48. Clause 49. Clause 50. Clause 51. Clause 52. Clause 53. Clause 54. Clause 55. Clause 56. Clause 57. Clause 58. Clause 59. Clause 60. Clause 61.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker. Point of order. Point of order.
62.
Point of order.
Clause 63.
Point of order. Point of order.
Clause 64.
Point of order. Chairman, no. No.
Clause 65.
Point of order.
Clause 66. Okay. What do you want to amend? Okay, sit and amend. Go and amend. Sit down. Go and amend it. Yes. I'll call your name to amend. presentation. Honorable colleagues, let's hear their presentation. Mr. Chairman, please, let's hear their presentation. Please.
If the APC don't want us to function, we'll leave the floor for them.
For this class is to the fact that, please, one of you speaking, please. Only retain the first part of the clause which reads that the presiding officer, chairman, electronically transmit the result from each polling unit to the iron portal, and such transmission shall be done after the prescribed from initiate A has been signed and stamped by the presiding officer. Countersigned by the polling unit agent at the polling unit, and stop at that and remove the proviso. That based on your presentation, sir, there is a disagreement. Sir, based on your presentation, you are disagreeing with the provision. Is that the proviso in the second part of the clause of that disagreement is unnecessary, is contradictory, and it does not support the purpose of passing this bill. It defeats the whole purpose of the Electoral Commission results. And so that proviso should be removed, and only the first part of the clause to be retained. I so move, Mr. Speaker. Thank you. Mr. Chairman, thank you. Based on what you have said, if this bill has arisen, I will ask that a motion be moved for the division of the House. Honorable Leke, can you move a motion for the division? Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Honorable Leke, are you ready with your motion? Amendment. Mr. Chairman, here. 1 minute. Let me get the second. Who is seconding this motion? Can you second? Amendment. Please have your seat. Members, have your seats. Have you seconded? Have your seats. Okay, second.
Chairman, very respected colleagues, my name is Kingsley Chinda. Mr. Chairman, I rise to second the motion of amendment as proposed by Honorable Bamidele Salam, that we remove the proviso in clause 60 and allow the first 63 specifically, and allow the first arm of 60. I so second. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I will now put the question. Those in support of these amendments say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Let me ask again. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The nays have it.
Mr. Chairman, point of order. Point of order, Mr. Chairman. It's a procedure. Speaker, Mr. Chairman, on the same 16, point of order, on the same 16. Okay, let's take one more amendment. Point of order, Mr. Chairman.
Etana Bene. I represent Okpe, Saple, Uwe Federal Constituency, Mr. Speaker. I'm from Delta State. Mr. Speaker, my amendment to section 60 is adding a fourth before the 4.
Which of the 60? 61, 2 or 3?
6. No, it's an addition. I leave it like that. But I'm saying that the proviso should be that where there is discrepancy between the IREF and the EC8A,
that of the IREF will determine the correct result. That's my amendment. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Honorable Murphy Osawa Amori, representing all the people of Ego constituency. I rise this afternoon to second the motion as moved by Honorable Ben Bennett. As also second, Mr. Chairman.
I put the question. Those in support of this amendment say aye. Those against say nay. The nays have it. Any other amendments?
Amendment! Can I take my... Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Can I take my amendment?
Please, one person at a time.
Let me take it.
Please turn off your microphone. Allow the Kenga to speak. The Kenga, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The amendment is on section 60. Order. The amendment is on section 60 sub 3.
Can you use another microphone? This is Harmon. Use the one in front of you.
It's on section 60. 3. There is a mistake with 63, which is on the legality of a transmitted result. We have forgotten that what Nigerians are asking for and what is important is legality of a transmitted result, whether fully transmitted or partially transmitted or whether the transmission fails. And the least we can give to Nigerian people today is to give legality to that. And the
what is the amendment? Not a debate. What is the amendment?
And the amendment. The amendment is that where there is successful transmission, the transmitted result shall have the same effect with the physical from EC8A. That's all Nigerians are asking for. And that is the least we can do.
Any seconder to this motion? Any seconder?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and Chairman. My name is Ginger Obina Omusibe. I represent the people of Isialangwa North, Isialangwa South, Federal Constituency of Abia State. I rise to second the amendment as moved by Honorable.
Thank you, Honorable Ginger.
And so second.
Thank you. I put the question again. Those in support of this amendment say aye. Those against say nay. The nays have it. Another one. The last. I'll take in the last amendment.
Speaker, honorable colleagues. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I am Abdulsamad Dasuki, representing Kebe Tambuwal from Sokoto State. Mr. Speaker, section 60, subsection 6, where it says a presiding officer who willfully contravenes any provision of this clause commits an offense and is liable to conviction.
Are you on 60? Are you on 63 as well?
60.
66.
66. 66. Oh. Section 60, subsection 6.
Okay.
You have it, sir?
Chairman, point of order.
So, the clause, Mr. Speaker, or Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, I have the floor. Point of order, please.
It says that an offense is liable on conviction to a fine of not less than 500,000 or imprisonment for a term of not less than 6 months or both. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, now that we have passed the electronic transmission and we have accepted it, this is the most important referee in this election, because because you are expected to transmit the results from the poll units, and you have a fine of only 500,000. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman, that is not enough. We have other offenses in this law that is looking at 10 years imprisonment. So this is the man that we rely on to give us the accurate report on site. So the earlier we deter him, the better.
So you want to amend it to...
My amendment is that there is no fine. It should be imprisonment of 10 years without doing this section. Simple.
Okay, any seconder to this amendment? Yes, Honor Carlos.
Mr. Jesse Okejo Onakalus. I represent the Nigerians.
500,000. So you can buy to
Chair, I seek your protection. Mr. Chair, my name is Barrister Jesse Okejo Onakalus. I represent the Nigerians, especially the habit of Lagos social sorrow. Mr. Chair and the senior colleague are hereby second, as moved by Honorable Dasuki. I so second.
I put the question. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The nays have it. I think we have done enough amendments on 60. Can we now consider the disciplines that is found in our rules? We will give hearing to anyone who wants to speak, but we will not stop from effecting the disciplinary measures in our books with anybody who willingly want to disrupt the course of parliamentary practice. Please, we have allowed that for too long. Let us focus now. Once you raise your hand, we will allow you to speak, but not on the same subject matter for the whole day. We have given this subject matter sufficient time.
But
we are progressing now, and I'm ruling as chair.
Mr. Chairman, I'll be raising my hand that you refuse me to talk.
62. Let's hear what you want to say.
Very much, Mr. Chairman. My name is Bamidele Salam. I represent the North and the South, the Bed already before constituency of Osun State. Mr. Chairman, my point of order is Order 9, Rule 6. This house is a house of rules. Order 9, Rule 6 says, it shall be out of order to attempt to reconsider any specific question upon which the House has come to a conclusion during the current session, except upon a substantive motion for decision. Mr. Chairman, you ruled on my point of order and held that the ayes had it, and you hit the gavel. And I insist that by the rules of this House, Mr. Chairman, to rescind that order, there has to be a substantive motion to rescind that order. That
do you
motion
want us to ask the question again?
That's my point of order.
We have already asked the question. You want us to ask it again?
You ruled that the House had it. Mr.
You want us to ask again? The gavel did not go down.
Point of order.
Can we ask again? You want us to ask again on that
question? Point of order. You hit the gavel on it.
He want us to give you opportunity to present it again. And
Mr. Chairman, point of order. I'm raising my hand and if you allow me one person to talk 5 times. You can do whatever you want.
Please let us proceed. 62, 65, 66, 67,
they have collected money.
68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83. The chairman, electoral matters. Chairman, electoral matters. Clause 84. It's corrected. Okay. 84. 85. 86. 87 to 97. 87 to 97. 99. 100. 101 to 110. 110 to 120. 120 to 130. 130 to 140. 140 to 150. 151. 152. 153. 154. 155. 156. Explanatory memorandum. The shadows. The long title. Please, leader, move that we revert to plenary to report progress.
Mr. Chairman. Order. Mr. Chairman. Allegiance, stop disturbing the House.
Sitting as the Speaker to report progress from the House Committee of the Whole. It is the report of the Committee of the Whole that the House in this committee considered the report on a bill for an act to repeal the Electoral Act number 13, 2022, and enact the Electoral Bill 2026 to regulate the conduct of federal, state, and area councils in the Federal Capital Territory elections and for related matters. And the House approved clauses 1 to 156. Explanatory memorandum, the shadows, as well as the long title of the bill. Leader, please move that the House do adopt the report of the Committee of the Whole as a working instrument of this Parliament.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I'm Julius Ihanvere, Owan Federal Constituency, Edo State. I rise to move that the House do adopt the report from the Committee of the Whole as eloquently and effectively rendered by the Speaker who had presided as chairman. I so move. And that they should become working documents of this House. I so move.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, my name is Honorable Kelechi Wogo.
You are from PDP.
I'm from River State. I represent the people of Nigeria. I'm also a member of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. I rise to second the motion moved by my elder leader. I so second.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Leader, please rise again to move that we suspend our rules to have the third reading of this bill.
Thank you very much. Very hard-working, efficient, effective, and very capable Speaker. I'm Professor Julius Ihanvere, CON, DSSRS, representing the very wonderful people of Owan Federal Constituency, Edo State. I rise to move that the House do suspend the relevant rules to enable us to take the third reading of this particular report, which has been already adopted by the House. I so move.
Thank you very much, Leader of Leaders. I yield the floor now. I'm back to the minority. Kelechi, please second this motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Kelechi Wogo. I rise to second the motion moved by the leader. I so second.
Those in support of this motion, ably moved by the Speaker of the House that this bill be read for the third time, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk, please, can you rise to read, give us the third reading of this bill, especially the long title of the bill.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to repeal the Electoral Act number 13, 2022, and enact the Electoral Bill 2026 to regulate the conduct of federal, state, and area councils in the Federal Capital Territory elections and for related matters. Third reading.
Thank you, Clerk. Honorable colleagues, the bill for an act to repeal the Electoral Act number 13, 2022, and enact the Electoral Bill 2026 to regulate the conduct of federal, state, and area councils in the Federal Capital Territory elections and for related matters is hereby read the third time and pass. Leader, please rise to move that we suspend our rules to have the adoption of the vote and proceedings of today's engagement. Leader, please.
Thank you again, Mr. Speaker. I rise to move that the House do suspend the relevant rules so we may adopt the votes and proceedings of today as part of the working documents of this House. I so move.
Thank you very much. Kelechi, Honorable.
Member of People's Democratic Party, I rise to second the motion move to suspend the House rule. I so second.
Thank you very much. Those in support of the motion that the House do suspend its rule, the vote and proceedings of today's section is hereby adopted as a working instrument of this Parliament. I yield back to my boss if you want to take over. If not, I'll call for adjournment of today's section. Thank you, boss. Honorable colleagues, we have gone through the business of today, this special section, and I want to thank you for the deliberation. Everything that happened here is normally how the Parliament operates. Sometimes we disagree to agree. I want to thank you for staying put and pushing this nation forward. What you have done today, you have not done for yourselves, you have done for the growth of democracy in Nigeria. And on that note, I want to ask that this Leader of the House rise to move for the adjournment of today's section till 24th of February 2026.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Today, and we want to clearly register our position and the test, with particularly section 60, which has to do with electronic transmission. Our position is that elections shall and should be transmitted electronically. Yes. We are against any clause that will give room for any manipulation or rigging or leeway for any untoward act. And so we have asked that that clause should remain solely for electronic transmission without any provision. Aside that, we have also proposed that where there is a conflict between from EC8A, which is manual and capable of being manipulated, and the electronically transmitted result, that the electronically transmitted result should take precedence over the manual one. These positions were turned down, and we are aware that they were turned down by members of the APC, not on grounds of patriotism, but on grounds of political party affiliation. And so, for us, after the plenary or whatever that has happened on the floor,
we felt it is better to register our position with Nigerians, which is the court of public opinion. So we had to leave the plenary. We have to walk out of the plenary to address you. Again, there is also section 84, which has to do with the primary elections. Our position remains that method of selection of candidates should be an internal party issue. Yes. And so political parties should be allowed to determine what method they want to adopt in selecting candidates that will represent them, not to be cocooned to either direct primaries or consensus. And so these are issues that we feel that Nigerians should take up from here. As your representatives, we have made our position known. We support that parties should be allowed to adopt the method best suited for them to choose their candidates, direct primaries, indirect primaries, or consensus.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any question? Maybe we'll take only two.
What to do is to take parliamentary steps, and we have brought this back to the court of public opinion, back to Nigerians who elected us.
Thank you.